budget for us?
Yes, I think Danielle just gave you some,
Yes, some information. So the little packet that's folded is sort of just a compilation of what we do every year. Just a general, gives you a general idea of what a conservation district does. You've seen us a lot, but I'm sure you see a lot of people, so you sort of forget. But a conservation district is a compilation of a group of people, board members, that help to preserve natural resources in the area. We educate children, we do things for the community. We really try to up, since I've been here, just our general place in the community. We're not very well known on Facebook and things like that, so we try and promote that a little bit more. But I mean, this past year, we did a lot. I was more comfortable in my position. This was my second year, so we did a few more things. We went to the state fair, and I helped out there. We had a booth, not a booth, but a trailer at the county fair. I don't know if any of you had seen it. It was a soil tunnel trailer, and it had, sort of different crops on the top, and then inside it talked about different things about what lives in the soil, and all the kids went through, and they had a really good time. So I really think that's a good idea to do. I mean, we've done it in the past, but it was my first year. Funding for last year, we received $25,000 from you, and then from the state, we had $22,329.95. This year, it did go up, but we were told that's not really going to happen again for quite a while. It went up about $2,000 in that area, but unfortunately,
25,000 is what we've asked for.
yeah.
We've never asked for any more, so hope you guys will remember that. I know that it's been there forever, and we've been able to get by, and we do make some money off our weed barrier sales, which we hope people keep planting trees. That's been really a good practice in the county. See all the other things, we did 4 new septics, brush management, 4 new solar pumps, 3 new wells,
New windbreak, which was priceless.
yeah.
And then we did this year, we did soil moisture probes. We had to sign up for that, and we funded 37. We took the whole chunk of money that they gave us. They gave us about $75,000, and it was split between, it was about the whole area of the Rattlesnake Creek area. And so there were a couple other counties that were in, but we're obviously the majority of that area. And we took pretty much the whole chunk of money. I think there was like 2 or 3 contracts in another county, but we have 12 contracts, 37 total probes. We've got 6, 9, 12, probably about 12 in right now, and everyone else is waiting because of COVID. They can't get theirs in, but that was an initiative that we had this year that we were able to.
Something to help with the water management in this area, which is still on the table.
I've got 5 of those probes through the cover crop program.
How do you like it?
I like it. They're really good. It's good information.
So, another thing that's through the NRCS is the rattlesnake, taking the trees out. We've went a long ways, there's still more to do. The K-State extension and all that, and the funding for that, kind of get bottlenecks, getting paid real quick, so we hope that gets back up and going, and maybe people use it more. If you drive around, you can see some vast differences of what the banks look like compared to what they were.
So what kind of, is that a cost share?
It's almost, it's about a 90% funding. And then the pile, and you're supposed to burn it in a few years, but then they come back and you can do it yourself with like ATV with sprout spraying, or they have some share on that spraying with sprouts. So that, it's, anytime you take the trees out, those roots, there's come back. No, it's been a really good deal, I think. Those trees pull a lot of water.
They do. A lot more people realize.
And it's made these pastures better too.
It didn't take quite as long as you think it would.
Now, a lot of them go in there with an excavator and then like a bobcat with gravel. that seems to work really well. We rip them out and they pile them for highlighter. And we've done 2 quarters, all of them down there. There's still a few that haven't signed up.
Yeah, I think it's just clear out a fence for Joe, between Joe and me. He got done pretty fast. Told him to go down the creek. About an hour, he got technical all the way down. I thought it didn't take that long to do it.
They're not real deep, real deep.
No, it's pushed out easy.
Yeah, so.
Then the creek was right when he did it, he could get right down in there and do a good job. I thought, man, I just let it go the rest of the way.
And we did, on a new board member, this Staub. Joe was retired last year after 30-some years on the job, so.
He told me that.
He still comes by the office almost every single day.
Really?
More of any of the board members.
Did you?
Still stop by
Sure.
and
Yeah.
be knocking on the door.
We got to have Chris on, great job. Has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, he's been great so far.
Did you take Ruby's course?
I did not. Right now, I'm the district manager, so I sit at the front desk. So if you've ever been to the office, I'm just the one that answers the phones and,
Our NRCS is kind of a mess. Aaron Batman, who up there in North Carolina, was the district manager in Pratt and over the 5 counties. He retired a year and 1 month ago. And they haven't filled that position yet. It's just been temporary. And then the state, guy took sabbatical.
okay, well, so they had hired Karen Woodbridge, and she was the first lady to be the state conservationist. And she took a sabbatical about 2 months ago, and the rumor is we're not gonna see her again. There is someone residing, and with everything, I'm assuming she was the one that had decided to do a full reform of the whole NRCS as a group, and it had caused a lot of just, they didn't hire people, and so there's so many places that are missing NRCS employees, and her reform was supposed to fix that, and it never did. And so that's the issue that they're having right now, is trying to fix what she kind of delayed, and they're trying to hire people, but governmental hiring, there's more red tape to go through than a normal hiring process.
A lot of empty positions. We have a young guy from Pratt now that's coming up here 2 days a week.
Yeah, he comes Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You know, that's, we need somebody to do that. We've leaned on pretty hard about that. Yeah. This kid is from way back east, he doesn't know this very well. So, you know, because they learned our practices are different than others. But anyway, any questions for us?
You said on the clearing out the brush on the river channels, that there was kind of a hold with the extension. So does the extension have something to do with the
It's
funding?
with the
for that?
forestry deal, through K-State, I guess.
There was a mix-up between who was supposed to fund and who they're supposed to contact, and the people who are supposed to fund everything, they can't really get in normal contact with them,
This
so.
COVID deal. Before, once you did it, you got paid in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That hadn't happened.
So there's just communication going on, it's not.
And now people are a little hesitant to sign up and say, well, I don't want to wait 6 months to get paid. I got a contractor here.
Yeah.
So that's another problem. Anyway, I know you guys got some tough decisions to make. Appreciate what you can do for us, so. Okay.
All right.
Enjoy the cool day.
Oh, yeah.
Rain you get.
Quarter inch. It's pretty good. And a lot of wind. Is that about what they got down here?
Yeah, it's really good.
I think I got about 40.
I got an inch and a half. You guys ever look at that K-State, what they moved from St. Louis up here north of me, the KS, it's a mess of that, you can check. It's got soil probes and all the weather data on it.
I
Check
had
the
put
temperature.
something in the newsletter, a couple newsletters ago about rainfall. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a site that you go to that everyone reports their rainfall.
This is an actual.
This is an actual meter that we used to be, I mean, it'd be helpful to your producers to log on to that and see.
But you have put that in our newsletter next time.
Okay, and what was it called?
KSU.messonet.edu. Anybody can pull it up, and it's got
Travel expenses.
tons of different
Okay, perfect.
soil temperatures at different depths and stuff like that.
We sent her.
You can check the wind speed, anytime, how much rain in the last 24 hours, past history.
It's pretty good learning.
Nice. I don't even look at my rankings, you know.
That was
Yeah,
part that
that's
was-
just-
She went to the state.
It's easier.
And worked at the state fair too. She worked one day.
To State Fair, I will never go again. I got in a wreck.
She had a wreck on her way, so
Oh,
didn't do her car a lot good, so. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I make a motion to accept, approve the minutes for the June 3rd meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from June 3rd. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Aaron?
Darren out there?
Yeah.
Perfect. He's dancing on one foot in.
He's ready. He's ready to go.
Bet.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry to be so late, but I just couldn't ever get my pencil sharpened. Last night, that was,
We were right there early, so it's not very sharp.
what I did, you know, over the years, I continually over and over, and I had trimmed the fat, and I took 11,000. I lowered several line items. The best I could.
We appreciate that.
What'd you ever do with that oil? I just keep that going. And, you know, I'm losing about a gallon every 10 hours a week, so it has increased.
But it's gonna get worse.
Well, it's very steadily has. You know, and I've tried, what I was doing was trying to buy myself time to get more use I can out of the tires, you know, because it's such an expensive chemical. I mean, I'm about 2/3 through it. Last 2 weeks, I've had zero oil pressure, which is the gauge. It go from up 70 pounds sometimes, and then sometimes it will come in. It's the gauge. The ones I would not operate every day. It's a gauge I lost. It's a sensor. Feels pretty old to me, though, never, if you ever had that.
What did they say it was gonna cost to fix? If you fix
Uh,
that. If you fix that.
About, ballpark 25,000.
Because it has to be torn completely down.
You have to take the cab off, transmission has to come out from I'm looking at, you know, what I have in reserve fund, just, I think it'd be a better option.
So are you hoping that, did you talk to Phil as far as, I mean, I think you usually get gold loaded from the county.
Yeah, I talked to Phil yesterday, and, you know, last time, I talked to him a while back, and he went looking to replace the loader. And I talked to him the other day, he said, well, we'll take a look back to Moxie and see if that'll work. I did talk to Caterpillar guy. I got some figures. I mean, I know we're in the process of, cutting budgets and stuff, but this is money I've got in reserve fund just for that.
What did I tell you?
229. 229, you know, and you're looking about for a brand new machine, it's in $200,000, about $200,000. And like I said earlier, I don't want to buy a new machine. It'd be nice. With added cost, what I've been looking at is, I'm just spitballing right now. I called about three, or talked to Jay about 3 different camps and he's got paid right now. And check with him. Sorry, that's overweight. Check with John Deere and get some pricing. What I'm looking at, I haven't got a chance. I went yesterday with Matsu, it was out, so main thing I want to do is get in here, is to hot expose some stuff. Catch a lot of stuff. Like I said, I got enough money to buy a new machine. I'd hate to do that because of for what I do. It'll take a week. And what I'd like to do is get into the machine about $1,000 to $3,000. Used, $200,000, you're looking, 2017, 3.6.
It's not one of the cell towers for the towers or something.
It's a necessity I have, I gotta have a tractor. Side that stuff, and pick it up, scatter. The better I scatter, the more room I make, even more certain space. On a machine that does not have a grapple, you're looking at
Additional with the grapple. So would that 130 be with the grapple or without?
That'd be without. When he had there, at that price was without grapple. Like I said, I have looked at the Komatsu, it does have grapple with the attachment.
What's it cost to fulfill those tires?
About 12, 13,000. Last time I got it, which has been about 5 years ago, it was just south of 13,000. And that's another reason I wouldn't want to do a new machine. At 100, if you get one with 1,000, here's one with 3,000 hours, it's 140, it's 113. Big horsepower.
Yeah.
I just used to, it's complicated, I had 136.
36 cats would be okay.
Yeah. 136, 136. Yeah,
What year was that? 19
96.
So how many years you think you can get out of this full for the tires?
I've been getting about 7 to 8. This will be the second time I've done on this machine. And I was intending on just, leaving the thing set and only use it when I have to, but it's been about an everyday use. I just, 2 days ago, we were to the house and it's been busy. Last 4 months, I've taken over 700 tons of waste. A lot happening. But, I'd like to look around, shop around. And, without a crystal ball, I'd hate to dump 30,000 in a machine and something else.
How many hours you have on the machine now?
I've got basically 8,100 hours. Last time I was in, I had just serviced that and I'm 2 hours over service. I've gone through about 11 hours.
Is that seal on the transmission that went out? Is that on where it articulates?
No, it's on the transmission itself. There's a wet seal where the transmission bolts to the bell housing. And it's there up top.
Do they make it?
Which is lucky it's up top. I did try.
Bars leak.
Yeah.
I did try a gallon of
He's drinking it.
Lucas Center.
Do they make any kind of a belly pan or anything? I guess you really can't where that articulates to try to keep that wire from getting up on your articulation point.
Well, wire usually ain't so bad. It's just the mattresses, which right now I've got a pretty pile on because we haven't had to burn. We ain't had winter either.
Yeah.
I was getting rid of some, but I've been burying them all. I'm getting rid of them, holding them all. Stuff in the wall. But, you get a 4x4 or and what usually happens sometimes, when they're tearing down a house.
Yeah.
I I try to keep all my bridge timber for railroad ties and telephone poles and bigger stuff. I try to keep them out. So pick up a big
Salvation
pile of
Army,
housing, big
Goodwill.
scatter. And then you get dust just forms, you know, from your rock. You can't see in front of you. You get something flips it up, you know, hits your machine, hits your ladder. That's it. You know, and I understand, you know, with cutting, with the budget, if the tree ain't bearing fruit, isn't there fruit? It's just going up.
So Darren, how come we wind up with mattresses when we're a C and D?
Because the state allows it. They figured, you know, if somebody's tearing down a house or.
The furnishings go?
Yeah, then, used to, they wouldn't even allow it. So we used to have to take all that out. But it is better than putting it in the pit. Because we used to mash all that crap up, put it in the pit, we used to scrape it back. Furniture and everything, we cut, we found, allow them to see. It's a better option if you don't have to feel that.
Well, good luck on your hunt.
Well, when I get some concrete figures and stuff, I'll get back to you guys.
How many hours is our Komatsu now on? Bill?
5,000.
Yeah, he's right, fine.
Is that the one that's pushing up the sand pile?
No, it's Cat. It's over there at Stafford. Komatsu, we can't run as fast because it's got a sensor in it that will, if you put it out on the road very long, and it was a glitch with their system, and they never come out with a patch or anything to fix it, so when we rotor loader, you either have to run that one below 17 mile an hour, or you take the Caterpillar.
So does it just say it's built to heat the transmission or what?
Huh?
Is it heat the transmission sensor?
No, it's a sensor. It's a speed sensor. And when the thing goes out, it about throws you through the windshield
Oh, right.
because it just decelerates it. And then it'll go about 2 miles an hour. So that's supposedly they fixed on their new ones. That's why you go back and fix your old ones first.
Yeah.
So that has 5,000.
Is that what we talked about the
I
other
think
day?
so. Is that?
Because we bought it in '07, so it's 13 years old.
And it's comparable to that 936?
It's probably got just a hair bigger bucket on it than 36. I mean, we could have put a bigger bucket on the 36, but I would rather use a smaller bucket and put a bigger bucket on something and wear
Tear it
that
out.
thing out, tear it out.
Is that a 4-yard?
It's probably 3 1/3. It's not 4. We've never had a 4-yard bucket. Even your 950, when you had it out there, was only a 3-yard bucket. And that's pretty, it's probably got a comparable bucket to the one that's on the 36. It may be just a little bit bigger than the one that's on the 36, actually.
Looks bigger.
Yeah. It's a little bitty bucket, so. And then it has the grapple on it too, so.
I was surprised at how expensive buckets for grapples were.
The grapple?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember. That's such a long time ago we did it. It's a Grab Tech, I know that. It came out of Iowa. But actually, it's very well made. We've had no problems with those. With that one, it was a homemade engineered one, which we've always had some problems with the cylinders not being big enough, beefy enough. I mean, they're basically a farm cylinder. You start putting a farm cylinder on industrial type stuff and there's no difference. I mean, there's no comparison, is what I should say. Industrial cylinders just that much better made.
All right.
Thank you, very good.
Thank you.
That's quite the tread on your shoes there. Eat 'em.
Aren't they cool? My
Chris
sister
is-
bought them, couldn't wear them, so she gave them to me. Problem is, do you want to jump in here real quick?
Yeah, I ain't taking it to somebody else's stuff.
Yeah. We
You're
gotta
all
keep
right.
it moving.
Huh?
Yeah, keep it moving. Somebody kind of scheduled this pretty tight today.
Oh, these are guys for, that shouldn't have a G on it, sorry. But these are guys that are due for step increases, so.
You said it shouldn't have a G.
It shouldn't have a G, it should be just Smith.
I didn't know, is that you or is that EMS or you know anything about that? Randy found that, so
Why would they, should be individuals?
that's what he thought, so that's why he pointed it out, so
So I
I'm
will.
giving it to you.
For this guy.
Okay. Well, I don't know where Randy found that. Said he was looking at our locations around St. Chester. But he's, I don't know.
We have a town out there, it's not much.
I don't
Town.
know, but he thought it was odd that that was in his name
Yeah, it
instead
should
of,
be in his name.
so.
But it says this station, Denver County.
Yeah, but if there's any communication, it'd be good with his email address.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Well, no, it doesn't. So, he just wanted to pass it
I,
on.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
just check it on.
Isn't that step range the same?
Yeah, it should be. Evidently, I was in too many hurries.
G, forgot to thought.
Well, I had to run a guy up to a greater car, of course, so. No.
Oh,
Actually, got more brain than I thought.
How old is Chris and Brendan?
Brendan is a little over a year. Yeah. And then Chris is, this is 2 years. It was 2 years in May.
I make a motion, I'm gonna do this separate, or you want me to do this one?
We do, separate.
Okay, I make a motion that we raise Brandon Hoffman from, range 6, step 3 to range 6, step 4.
Second.
Motion is second to leave Brandon Hoffman from range 6, step 3 to range 6, step 4. All in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Aye. Motion carried.
I make a motion that we increase Chris Smith from range 6, step 4 to range 6, step 5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to move Chris Smith from range 6, step 4 to range 6, step 5. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We all need to copy it.
Okay, I didn't see the Jesse Brook.
You know anything about flagpoles? I wrote broken.
Oh, we did. Oh,
Oh,
it's been a while
A
since.
few of your signs are
Jordan
wondering
did
if
that.
yeah. It's
Better than John altogether.
Is that out of the country?
You don't have any kind of a booth?
No,
Truck booth?
I'm not
They
worried about
said
this
this
one.
was-
I don't think there's,
He thought Chris Solis
Unless they
would
ripped
he's
out
going to
the
park it on the
grounds.
sidewalk and do it. I don't want that.
I don't know how
That's
much
pretty
the city
nice.
steals.
I didn't think it was.
steel chairs.
Who bought Kevin's old boot truck? Because his old boot truck,
It's like
we go
inside the house before they left, I thought the roof would go back.
I don't think that,
Yeah, because I don't know when you thought George from the last one. It's been a while.
I got a complaint this morning of neighbor getting stuck twice in the road.
It's stuck twice in a row.
No.
North of you.
And a little bit less. I said, I'm 500. Dad said he could see some fish still on there. I said, I don't see.
I'm sorry, I can't teach you to drive. And that one I'm just about done with.
I don't know.
So,
I know.
I'm sorry.
I just told him I would tell you.
If you can't deal with it, I mean, it's been that way since you moved there.
I don't disagree.
You do the road work to get the water off the road, and now it's a problem.
I know, it's filled up nice. It's a lot nice.
Yeah, looks like it's going great. Who dumped the round ditch on the north side?
I don't know who's running it.
I thought that was a cow when I first saw it.
Oh, they tried to block it up, was that an
I hit the brakes
Yeah,
and
well, I
I thought,
can't figure out
right.
why you just don't get it.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be gotten? Now that it's been wet, you probably can't pick it up.
Yeah, it's pretty deep right there, but he can still get it, but I wouldn't be surprised with that sign.
You can take the Highland route and gravel it.
Well, that's the only thing I can do, but that ditch is gonna have to be dry before we do it. Yeah, because that's a pretty good
I pulled a
ditch.
lot of people out of that ditch, don't go in there when it's wet.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
And
ditch.
sometimes that don't ever dry out.
No, it is, I mean, it's shaped up probably good enough there. I still want to do that south side, but we're gonna have to sand it. I mean, it's just so,
With gravel work on that instead of rock, just be cheaper. So, load of gravel.
well, the Rocky shouldn't have any problem with it. The rest of it, gravel, wet, so
Yeah, he's like a cottonwood tree.
yeah, he calls everybody but me.
Well, and he called about 10 minutes before I walked in here.
My goodness.
Well, that's between you and the township guys, isn't it? Township board.
That's true, too.
I mean, you can't just decide to go out and rock that, because you do what they tell you.
Honestly, since we did any work out there, all he has done is, blank it out. I have no other explanation for just saying that, so.
I'll be glad when I'm gone.
Have a good day, Bill.
Hi, Philip.
Goodbye.
Is extension out there?
Yeah. Sorry, we're 3 minutes late.
Nice chair.
Come up here.
Oh, John's
can
with
pull a
us.
chair up if you want. Okay, so we have John McClure, our board president, and Amanda and I are extension agents. So we just wanted to submit our budget. We are struggling a little bit with K-State in that they are not going to be, they don't have they have taken a 1.2 billion cut. So they have told us to anticipate a 10% cut in their appropriation, which would be about $3,600. We feel like we have enough in our salary line item that could buffer that, but that $3,600 will come out of our salaries. So that's the first thing.
Now, where do you located? Up here is the salary.
Yes.
133. All right.
We also had an increase in our insurance for our board, so we upped that line item $500, which is the top line. So we went from 6 to the 6,500. But in our travel line item, because we're not traveling as much with the pandemic and we don't foresee any travel this fall, we did lower that line item $1,000.
Which line is that?
Travel.
So last year it was 8 and now it's 7, or it was, you went up or down?
No, it went down. It was 8 and we took it down to 7. So it all totals out to a $500 reduction in our line item budget. That does not include the 10% cut that we will probably see in the fall. And that will happen in one of two ways. They will either furlough us for a week at a time, which means we aren't allowed to work, we do not get paid. So that could be a balanced furlough, or they'll just call back the money and we send it to them. So that means the contracts we have signed, we won't get what we've signed our contracts.
On the county appropriations, what did we pay last year?
Same thing.
We paid $149,000. I don't know if you guys have known, we got the evaluations on the oil revenue, and it's basically 5.7 million evaluation.
Yeah.
5.2, 5.7. Anyway, we basically cut $500,000 out of the county budget.
Total evaluation of the county.
Yeah, which is why we tried to cut where we could without cutting too much, knowing we're having a 10% cut from the state as well. So, we're seeing the cuts too, but we knew valuations would be down. So do you have any questions for us?
So what caused this reduction to K-State?
The state legislature, in their budgeting.
Is it because the revenue for the state is decreased, so then they decrease it a bit less?
But that's not for sure.
Right, the legislature has not made any,
Yeah, the legislature is not even meet before that. How are they going to decide?
and I did get a text from, our director of KSRE, and he said they're just as frustrated as anyone, because we were trying to get the information to give to you, and he texted me and just said, we know this is crazy, we're not getting answers either where we're at, we apologize for that.
This
So-
is not unusual, this is, the last time we had this, it was similar to this, wasn't it? Pretty much, there's cuts coming, we don't know how much, we'll give you advice.
So it'll be fall before we know for sure.
I just think communication could work a lot better.
Yeah.
That's right, we're all in.
Yeah, we just have to look at the overall picture and see where we're at, and how some investor can.
Is your telephone 4,200, does that include like the internet for the,
We pay the part of it anyway.
so that's just basically phone?
What, in past history, what was the increase? Do you remember the last couple of years? It's been held
It's been
constantly,
Flat for the last several years. Haven't-
3 or 4.
Yeah, at least 3. We figured this would be 4, so we haven't asked for an increase. And we worked to decrease it because we knew we probably needed to. It's evaluations, but I didn't know at the time what those were.
Percentage on what that is. Decrease in the valuation from a year ago.
5.2?
5.7% decrease.
5.7%.
That's your 5.7 number, is the percentage of decrease in
Yeah, 5.2
valuation.
million.
You're actually down 5.2 million lost
Yeah,
in
but
value.
the percentage is right where it says.
Yeah.
And when I say we, I just, we have a board of 9 people that we have budget meetings with. So this is not just a decision made by Amanda or myself.
We had a special board meeting last night.
Yeah, we hold a budget meeting in March, and then we discuss it through April, and just as of yesterday, we were still trying to work on it, make adjustments. So, yeah. Okay,
Sounds good.
all right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Sunflower guy is the next.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Just the
I'm sorry.
I have it.
fender
Facebook
bender
letter with
and
Adams
access, I
Brown.
guess.
It makes sense, maybe.
I love your opinion.
Thanks, yeah.
Hi, John.
Oh, you're here.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Am I early, late? Perfect.
Fine.
You're shining. Right on time.
Okay.
Okay, you have his information.
Tell you what, I need to flip out a page. I think I accidentally put in a working copy fact sheet. Let me give you a new one. Because I was looking at it the other night as I was getting ready for today and thinking, I don't think I put the right fact sheet. This one should be, in fact, I know it's correct, but the other one was working copies, so I made copies of the wrong one and inserted it. I apologize for that. So there's the new one. Clay, do you go over to Elroy's to eat pizza? You wear a ball cap down there?
Do I?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
Well, here, well, it's been a couple of months ago. I think you were in Elroy's, and you laid down, way back. And you know how you see somebody and say, I know him, but I don't recognize the ball cap. And so we left, and it was driving me crazy. I said, I think that was Clay. I got to turn around and say hi. And my wife said, you're going to embarrass me? You're going to walk back in just to say hi to somebody and you're not for sure who it is? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a ball cap.
What?
No, it was the Worm Farmers of America.
Nice.
It's all carry out at that time, I knew that, he wasn't in there very long.
No, that's right. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Appreciate y'all taking the time. What I want to do today is just give you some updates of what's going on. The requested amount is the same. We've had some great fundraisers. Even though we've increased the expenses, we're doing pretty well. So that's all I am projecting is the same 20 that we've had from Stafford County for some time. So no increase requested at all. And I definitely appreciate the support that Stafford County has provided us over the years. But I do want to share with you, let me see, last year I shared with you that we're starting to use sign language. We've continued, we've added more staff, or trained the staff, we definitely have to add more staff, but we've trained the staff to use sign language as well with these children. They seem to be able to learn, if they have a delay in development, they seem to be able to learn sign language quicker than they can learn how to speak, which was really crazy. But we've been able to improve the impact we've had on small children, which has been great. I also mentioned to you that we were in the middle last year of getting credentialed, getting trained, certified, and then credentialed with the state of Kansas to focus on autism services. There's 150 kids that have a diagnosis in central and western Kansas, have a diagnosis of autism. And we wanted to address that. You go to eastern Kansas, all kinds of resources. You get out here to central and western Kansas and next to zero. There's one provider in Pratt. We just had a young lady that started providing services with a focus on autism in Russell. You get any further west of Great Bend, this line of central Kansas and west, there's nobody out there. So we've been spending a year. We've hired a physical therapist, a doctor in physical therapy, another speech therapist, and a occupational therapist. So we've definitely added the cost of operation, but we feel it's a great investment in the kids. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not coming to this table asking for any more money. We've been able to do a great job fundraising and earning. We've had some nice gifts too. Just recently, a nice gift from the state out of Rice County. So I just wanted to share with you the success we've had. We just, in January 15th, we were formally credentialed by the state of Kansas and recognized as a autism service provider. We're continuing, and the autism services will be the same as our Tiny K, where we'll go to the family's home. Unfortunately, during this COVID time, unfortunately, the state allowed us to go ahead and bill them for the services we were providing using telemed therapy services. They did, with one exception, would not allow physical therapy. They said we can't reimburse you for physical therapy because you can't provide it. It's a hands-on, and no matter how hard you try using a computer and using Zoom or whatever technology you're using, it's not going to work. So we have a small reduction in revenue so far this year. That's okay. I think we're going to be just fine. But all the other services, they have reimbursed us at the full rate. And what's something that was really cool is the families that we were serving. I had no idea, and a lot of those families that are on Medicaid because of their income and the family, they did have technology, which was good. So we could provide these services to those families that really don't have much income and their children, which is critical. So that was cool. So we had 85% of those families that we were serving when COVID moved in, and that would continue. So we only lost about 15% of the families we were serving. And we're starting to get those back because we're starting to open up and starting to see if we can come by with care and the appropriate, protective equipment come in and into the home. So things are going good when you take everything into consideration. We were blessed in a big way. We really are. So as you can see, our children served last year in 19. We served 167. In Stafford, 19 of those were here in this county. Referrals are going up. I mentioned that, I think 2 years ago. We need to work with the doctors. We need that relationship. We need relationships with health departments and improve those so that when they had any suspicion that this child was either delayed or had an intellectual disability, they would reach out to us. We could do an assessment. It costs anything, it's free, we come to them. And so we're starting to see that the doctors, the health departments, the schools are starting to feel more and more comfortable with giving referrals. I'm looking at hiring a young lady, that's all she's going to do is travel to 5 counties and get with schools, with doctors, with health departments, help them understand the signs of intellectual delays and disabilities so that they find even more comfort in identifying, and better yet, giving us a call. Saying, hey, I might have a child, don't know, but I'd like you to come in and do an assessment. So we're working to get the assessments and the referrals up, because that's where it all starts. If we can catch these children early in life, we can change their lives. We really can. And the whole key is catching them early.
So on the referrals, that's just basically when you do the interview and the testing. Then if you find that they need help, then they switch over into the children.
You got it.
serving.
Yep, absolutely.
Is there, where Stafford County has 19,
Mhm.
I mean, do you guys see a differential between, say, a 6-year-old kid to a 35-year-old adult? I mean, are these all
If we
children?
can, these are all children.
Okay.
Yeah, this is nothing, the Tiny K is nothing but our children's services. Now, in regards to seeing a difference, if we can enter their life relatively before age 3, we can see a difference in their adulthood and where they're at and what they're able to do. We've already seen that. We had a woman over in Washington, Kansas, that we were hosting the Chamber Coffee. And she said, can I ask you a question? You always get scared in the crowd. Uh-oh, this is a presentation, not a Q&A. I said, well, did we do something wrong? And she said, no, I just want to share with you, my son, which is now a sophomore in high school, when he was born, he had a diagnosis of autism. And they said he was going to really struggle in school, may not be able to go to public school, but he is now in 9th grade, he's playing basketball, he plays football. Is he an A student? No, he's C's, and sometimes some D's, but he's in school. And then her best friend was sitting beside her and said, I had no idea that he had a diagnosis and a disability. She said, well, that's because I plugged him in. I plugged him into Sunflower when he was, like 2 years old, and they made a difference in his life. And that's pretty cool. That makes it all worth it. It really does when you have an impact like that on a child. And then, because once if we can have an impact on their life, they're more able to, and help them develop, they're more able to get a job, hold a job. And if they can't, that's something we do in the adult services we provide. If we're serving an adult that has intellectual disabilities, we have jobs for them that pay. Do they make a lot of money? No, minimum wage. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but by law, you're only required, you can pay under 14C a piecemeal wage, which is, okay, we'll pay you X for putting this bolt together, or whatever, X per bolt, or whatever. And it ends up being a lot less than minimum wage. We have always paid minimum wage. So it's fun to watch those adults receive paychecks. We don't pay them electronically like we do everybody else. They get a paper check. It's a celebration.
It's a big
like,
deal.
It is a big deal.
I get a phone call every time she gets one.
Look what I made, look what I made. It's so cool like that. So payday's a lot of fun to hand out those paper checks, and they're very proud of that.
So these 19 are all kids that are probably under 18?
Under 3 and age 3 and less.
Really?
Yeah, this is just the Tiny K program. So, now in our autism program, we will be serving children on into age 5. Because the public schools don't provide a whole lot of expertise in autism, and it's such a unique disability. So we're going to be reaching out to older kids instead of just 1 to 3, which is what this program is all about. We do have the preschool, so families with children older than 3 and looking for a preschool that has the expertise that we have, they're more than welcome. And we got scholarships and all kinds of cool things for those kids. But a lot of times the families will take them to the public school. And once they get old enough to go preschool, I am definitely in the age 5. So yeah, it's been 19 was a good year. 20 has been an interesting year, needless to say. You know, a couple of facts that I want to share with you, which now you have, now you got the right sheet, is that I was doing from a business standpoint, doing some analysis, because we really had no idea how many miles our therapists were traveling in the 5 counties that we serve. But we average 48,000, 52,000 miles a year. And the hours of therapy that these therapists provide are approximately 26,000 hours of therapy. And then the cost, I want to get my arms around the business side a little bit better as well, as what does it actually cost us? It costs us about $2,600 to serve a child from birth to age 3, $2,600 a year. We receive, from KDHE and Part C, we receive $380 from KDHE and $400 from Part C. So that's about $780. Well, as you can see, there's still quite a bit that we have to cover in costs of serving this child. Now, if the child's family, so therefore the child qualifies for Medicaid, that reimbursement increases by quite a bit. Medicaid will actually provide us $1,326. So our cost to provide service to a child that is qualified for Medicaid is $494. Still a chunk of change, but not anywhere close to what it costs us to, and what our net cost is to provide services to someone that does not qualify for Medicaid. And that's the reason why we ask the counties if they can come alongside us and help us provide a mill levy of some amount that is affordable, and help us continue these services to offset that cost. Then we do a ton of fundraisers.
What percentage of the kids do qualify for that Medicaid?
About 60% qualify for Medicaid,
Really?
and
Wow.
40% not. So, which is a good thing, but, yeah, so it's a good thing, because for the cost, but it's many times, what's really sad is many times these kids are members of the family of drug abuse, and that's what's caused the disability sometimes, not always, sometimes it's just a genetic thing. But many times there's some drug issues in the family, and that's why this child is born with a disability. That's not always the case, but many times it is. So
How many employees do you have?
we have, let me see, 149 employees. We're serving 125 adults with intellectual disabilities, and then of course we children we serve 167 on the Tanny K, and what was it, 40 or 50 in the preschool. I think I put that number in there. So that's the breakdown. Is our board of directors full? No, I am needing a board member. I really am. So if you know anybody,
From here?
it'd be great from here. Absolutely.
It could be at
Yeah.
large or?
It could be anywhere in the 5 counties, but right now I've got Lisa Milton from Stafford. That's it. So I would love another from Stafford County, I really would. But I just had one of our board members, she was from Rush County, which I was heavy in Rush, I had 3 from Rush County, that has stepped up and said, I'd like to be on the board. And so it's a little heavy, but I'm light now, and now we have 2 from Rush County, which is good. I'd really like 2 from each county. And so, yeah, we have a board seat that's empty, so if you know anybody that has a board,
Okay.
we'd love to have them on the board, really would. So just let me know.
Okay.
Great. Do some really cool stuff. Really will. Any questions? There you go. That was a quick answer. That was immediate.
I know what he would say. I'll just answer for him right now.
He's not even gonna know the question was asked.
No.
He'd be afraid to become a client. So is your recycling, is it profitable or?
It's going very well. This year, it's interesting. what COVID has done to that, we don't understand. Because aluminum was down as a commodity price, cardboard was way down, and the last 2 or 3 months, cardboard has gone from like, what was it, $26 a ton to $110 a ton. I have no idea why. And we've already processed this year close to 400,000 pounds of cardboard, which is a great job for our clients. They help us sort, they help us run the baler and load things up, and then they go on these routes to pick up the recycling in the 5 counties. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. The aluminum is still pretty low. Tin has gone way up. Don't know why. Cardboard and tin just gone out the road. So
It's the mass.
it must, yeah. I know they're, well, you just don't know. Oh, the mask. I thought you said the masses. Yeah, it is masses, but yeah, here you go. But you know, so many people, part of it is a lot of those boxes are Amazon boxes. People have been shopping at home, get the boxes in, yeah, and then they turn in the cardboard to our recycling center.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing we can figure out is that the volume is up, price is up. And so, you know, we're getting more cardboard in, so people are doing a lot more shopping online. So then, therefore, apparently the box companies are needing boxes to recycle, so they put more stuff in them because more people are buying. Don't know if that's the case or not, but it's interesting to see that change in those two commodities. It really is. But it's going well, it really is. Oh, just last year, y'all were kind enough to help us pursue an idea of providing transportation in Stafford and St. John every week. People might want a job and need a ride in Great Bend, because I've got a lot of employers that would love to employ people, and I shared with you that, you know, if you could help me with $1,000 to help me do some advertising stuff, we were planning to do that. We had several meetings, we had 2 here, we had 2 over in Stafford. We did not get the action that I really thought we'd get. It was disappointment. We still offer that if anybody wants a ride, we come in, and we got the 2 pickup places, one here at the school library and one in Stafford at the library. No, it's senior citizen in Stafford, senior citizen center. We'll come pick them up, take them where they need to go, and then bring them back. But we just didn't get much. So I'm not sure why. Yeah, we had a couple, 2 or 3 senior citizen ladies that said, this is kind of cool. I don't have to drive, go get a cup of coffee. I just want to do something different. So they called us a few times, and the 3 of them, they go to Great Bend, have some coffee, and we take them back to Stafford. They're out of Stafford. So, but nobody really wanting a job. And I had some employers say, if you get some folks that want a job, and you bring them to me, I will hire them, and then you take them home. And if your pickup time and return time is different than our normal shifts, we'll work that out. I just didn't get much response. So we haven't given up on that, but I appreciated the support. We use the money as we promised to advertise, and then most of the time we come out here and we create some brochures that we hand out. Glad I thought about that. Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to be part of this. It's really cool. So the agreement, standard agreement, as it's always been every year, you know, whenever it's convenient for both the sides, it's fine. Y'all have a great day. Y'all been busy. This morning, there's my line.
Yeah, we got a busy day today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, good to see y'all.
Good
Thank
to
you very
see
much.
John. Have a good day.
Okay.
I will.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Is Misty out there?
Yep, she's hiding around the corner.
Misty?
Kind of different being back in this room.
Yeah, yes.
Just going over the budget.
Okay.
I was looking at some of the line items that we were actually over in, trying to determine whether we need to increase them or leave them alone. The medical supplies, of course, and tires were over, but those were kind of negligible. I think at the $16,000, either we're right under, or we're just over enough that it doesn't really affect our overall budget, and typically we're under in tires. So we just had more use, I guess, in 19 than what we were looking at. The 4315 dues and subscriptions, we were a little bit over in that. in researching it, our narcotics license came out of that, a $731 narcotics license. It's renewable every 2 years. And that's what made us go over, and I thought we could actually move that to the professional services line item and be fine. So I have to use that one. And the 4430, we're over in leases. That was our copier contract. It was about $200 a month, is what was actually making us go over. We've actually got the new copier, and now it's $80 a month, so we should be fine.
So it went from 200 a month to 80 a month?
Yes. So, yeah, quite a drastic change. Yeah, so we should be fine in that line item as well. We are actually paying off the ambulance this year. Yay! So we can take that $30,000 and move that out of the budget. So we're able to decrease the budget to $313 or $313,000. Sorry. No, I can go on that budget. I'm sorry. But we actually were able to decrease it from 340.
That means you're not getting new uniforms.
No, but, yeah, 300, I don't think we could budget on that. So. Good news is we can decrease it.
So basically, you're just dropping the ambulance fee.
Yes, yeah, the $30,000 ambulance fee.
That'd be nice. That was good timing.
How many ambulances do we have in the county? 4. And then we rotate one out about every 4 or 5 years?
5 years.
Okay.
And we just bought the new one in 17.
Okay.
So we'd be looking at trying to get a new one in 2022. And I thought I would try for that grant first that Iowa County got. And we'll probably have to start that process in 2021 at the end. That way we'll know if we get the grant in 22, we'll have to come up with the entire amount so we can go there.
Do you remember roughly what our last ambulance cost us?
$208,000.
Sounds pretty close.
And that wasn't really too fancy of an ambulance either.
We love it. It's it's the Dodge, and a lot of people, we get a lot of good comments on it, believe it or not. We go to Wichita, I jump out of it. You know, I look really intimidating coming out of a big old ambulance, but they're like, how do you drive that thing? That thing is massive, you know, but it's really good in gas mileage, and we really like it. So we'd like to look at one of those again.
Enablement the other day.
Did you see, they've got a massive box on the one you
Yes, they
probably
did.
saw.
And this was a big diesel North Star or whatever, I forget what the chassis was. But it's-
This big, and there's no way it can fit into our bay because it's too tall. So it's
No.
something we have to look at.
You need a ladder to get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
But they probably didn't have power cords.
They didn't have power
I
cots?
don't know.
Oh, as they were uptown,
They
as they.
They spent all their money on the bus.
Oh, probably. Hey, any other questions for me? That's all I had for you guys this morning. Good.
Thank you. Shoot, no, I forgot what they were called. The machines that we've been buying, putting ambulances.
Zolls?
Zolls.
Mhm.
So are we got all those that we're wanting to do?
We got one left, which would be Hudson's.
Mhm.
And Lori came in from Zoll the other day, and I was telling her we need to look at the end of our budget and see what we got left over. And we still have the one to trade in on it. So then we'll be completely done with the Zolls.
Because we did a couple where we had grants, and then we have a couple where
The one-
we just trade in, so now we're just down to trade-ins.
Yes, because we got the grant at one time and they won't give it to us again because it's a high-priced item, so we can't get it back. But we do have a trade-in for it, so.
How long do you expect the technology and those to last?
12 to 15 years.
Okay, so we'll be
Yeah,
covered for quite
and
a
the way
while.
we did it was we did one a year, so we don't have to replace them all at the same time. We can start phasing them out at the 12 to 15 year. I might still be around, I mean, you never know. So hopefully they will, take it one at a time. That way it's more cost effective that way to do it.
Do you see anything else that we may, other than an ambulance in a couple of years? Anything else we may have to be looking at?
Yeah, there is actually it's mechanical CPR devices. And we actually had a representative come down and show us a demonstration. And he will actually take our power cots, one power cot in trade, to not trade them out, but he'll give us an allowance, unlike what we're doing with the Zolls. They will actually have one to trade in on each one of those units. So I told him what I'd like to do is if we're gonna look at that, have him come down and demonstrate it for you guys, so you know what we're getting into. But have put one on each medic unit would really help when it comes to CPR.
So is that like a
Mechanical piston?
I mean, does it go, is it like a belt that goes around the chest?
Yeah, so, yeah, I'll have him come and demonstrate,
Instead
because
of-
they're pretty slick.
Instead of the old plunger.
Instead of the all, yeah, the hands, you know, the mechanical CPR, this actually takes over your hands so that you don't have as many people in the back managing it. So, I'll have him come out sometime next year.
Yeah,
Pardon?
after we get him shot.
When I black out for this.
That'd be allowed, isn't it?
Did we get the roof fixed at Hudson?
Yes, we did, yeah, and it's not leaking, they went in and checked that. The thing about the Hudson building is that we were talking about possibly building our own, like, little just garage over there. We have to look for ground in the whole 9 yards, but I did talk to Jesse, the one who did the repairs to the Hudson, and he'd be more than willing to give us quotes on that if we're gonna look at doing our own garage. In 2022 is when we're gonna need to renew the contract with the bank, and it's in November, so it's late in the year. So we're gonna start looking into that early in 2022, when we can decide what we should do.
I think maybe we could get the city or Flour Mill to donate us a little piece of ground.
We might, I mean, it'd be worth asking.
There should
it
be
would-
plenty of lots up
Yeah,
there.
it's up and out, you know, it'd be up and
I
out,
don't
sure.
think that'd be a problem.
You know, I could see how, if we had to do the whole building on the building that we're renting,
Mhm.
the whole roof, I mean, that might be 20, 30,000.
Yeah, Jesse did suggest, he said, you know, this is of course a Band-Aid, you guys had said that. And he said, if you're gonna look at doing that whole roof, he said, I would look at getting a whole new building because it's gonna cost you pretty good to do that. He said, well, we were talking about it, so, but he would be more than willing to give us a quote and maybe get some others if that's the route we would go.
And if we build a building, it would basically, all we need to have is an insulated building that has heating and cooling, right? We don't need to have running water or anything.
We need to have a heated floor because the ambulance needs to be heated to 50 degrees. And we need to have a place to plug it in.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, because all of the crew members live within the city limits of Hudson, so you don't need to have a crew quarters unless you guys want to go that fancy. But all we really require is a garage with a heated floor at this point.
But if you have a water hydrant outside, if you had to clean it out, I mean, you don't need to have like a kitchenette inside or anything, right?
No.
Just,
Well, we could do water where we could clean the ambulance, we could wash it or whatever. To have it just kind of housed. Maxville has kind of the same setup. This is a big garage. They do have a sink inside and a place for supplies. That's about all there is to their unit or their building over there, so. Luckily, all the crew members live in the city limits, so you don't need to house anybody, so that makes it kind of simple.
yeah.
We'll discuss that further when we get to that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So Mary's in show.
Mary is sick today. So, let's do this Adams Brown contract for the 2021 budget right now, please. There's 2 copies there. They're the same.
You know, last year we did a little bit more in-depth audit on our deal, and it costs a little bit more money. I mean, on my personal feeling, I don't think we
No.
need to do that in-depth. We're going back to our standard.
Yeah, this is
audit.
on the budget though, I'm comparing the 2020 budget.
Yeah.
It's just telling you what they'll do, what I have to provide to them, and I don't know if there's even a price.
Yeah, 4860.
Is that what it was before we take place?
Because honestly, I'm not smart enough to do the budget. There's too many loopholes and ins and outs, and this tax lit, I would want to do. Right. So,
3860.
it's
Yes.
money
Yeah.
well spent.
And this is considered an audit, right?
That's
This
compared
is
to
just the budget, okay.
Compared to 2021
Okay,
budget.
yep,
That's a different thing.
Yeah. Almost slow today. I'm caught up, I think.
$4,860.
Yep.
I'll send it.
Did I hear that?
What was the township?
I'm trying to figure out what the name
Last
is.
page.
Let's
Adams
see.
Brown Bear.
Yep. I approved what do you call this?
Agreement.
The agreement to prepare the budget for 2021 with Adams Bear involved. I mean, you get the dollar figure, $4,860.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to sign the agreement with Adams Brown Bear and Ball to do the
budget for next year, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is that, that's a different person?
Vicky always oversees it. She's over Melissa.
Oh, all right.
I have a wage increase request for Lisa Weber. The city's structural models, the top of the, like what we were, and Jeff recommended this Kenny's electric out of Paris. I'll get some work and I'll call him. Getting phone calls, I'm working.
I make a motion that we approve the raise increase for Lisa Weber from range 8, step 6 to range 8, step 7.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to Commissioner Lisa Weber from range 8, step 6 to range 8, step 7. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, you wanna do all these budgets? Or you wanna take a little break?
What times?
10:15.
10:15.
That's right. We'll recess.
Which there's really not a lot of room in your budget to do much. I cut $250 out of your dues and subscriptions since I take all those out of courthouse jail. I'm not sure about meeting and travel for next year, so I left that in. I mean, this year, obviously, we're not using, well, I don't know if anybody's gonna go to KC. It's in October, I think.
If they happen.
That's what I mean, I don't know if they're gonna happen. They did cancel you guys' finally, so you don't think they're gonna. Anyway,
I'd like to go.
yours came in at 57,000 even. Like I said, it's down $250.
Why did we actually come out lower on salaries? Budget, could we cut that down?
We could cut the salaries down a little bit.
Cut it down to 52,000, couldn't we?
That's too close. I'd go 53.
Now you can't change it unless you vote to change it.
I'll see what it's running this year.
Okay.
My budget, I cut to 8%. There's only one scheduled election next year since it's the odd year. It'll be city school. So I cut most of that out of my budget. Went from 155,100 to 142,500. But like I said, it's mostly election expense.
And it's 8%.
Courthouse general. I cut out, we talked about cutting out the second car that we always budget for, so I took that out. I cut here and there, and like I said, this is just the insurance on lot item 4312. K-Camp is supposed to be getting me an estimate. So with our work comp rates and all that, and if our building insurance goes up, but they haven't gotten back with me on that, so that could lower. I mean, it was 40,000 in 19, I don't know what it was for this year, but we run pretty close on the insurance line on them. Like I said, I cut the legal, professional services legal, increase the audit. I did increase the coroner sort of things because it seems like we do a lot of autopsies.
Who's the one salary that comes out of it?
Mike's county counselor salary
Okay.
comes out of courthouse general.
Okay.
I don't know, I cut some on the build, or no. I guess I didn't. I could probably take some out of building repairs and maintenance. I just, you never know. So I didn't.
Not when you over.
Yeah, if we have something terribly bad goes wrong, I just,
If you take an 8% cut on 7, we ought to turn that in that way and see how close we are to where we need to be.
on
You know, it's-
courthouse general,
Yeah.
I don't know that it's quite 8%, but it should be close.
Because our
That
boiler,
was your budget.
the boiler is what, 10 years old now? It should be good during the 20. The chilling tower is a dinosaur.
That's why I always leave money in there,
Never know.
in case something,
There's times I've walked by there and I was wondering if it was even working.
exactly. When you walk by and hear it buzzing, I always think, anyway.
As long as,
Please be cool inside, please be cool
I know,
inside.
right?
as long as there's not a curl of
Exactly.
smoke coming out.
Well, for instance, the flagpole thing, it's probably gonna cost me $2,000 to get that fixed.
Yeah, the trip charge is gonna be more
Contact
than.
guy
the
comes
actual
out
labor.
here, you know, and does all of it, so you
And I
just
would,
don't know.
I would say after that, we ought to change, have our janitor change the rope every year.
Change
The rope. I mean, because you can change the ropes easy until it breaks, then you have to pay $2,000.
Yeah. So,
Then we get a drone
but if we needed to,
with a robot.
we could probably
We could probably pay Bryce $1,000.
shinny up that flagpole, really?
I don't know. I've been throwing away. I don't know.
He's starting to get T-Rex arms.
Bryce has got the drum. Yeah, I got a drum.
But if we had to, we could probably cut a few more thousand out of there. The janitor budget, I cut 6,000 because, again, most of her janitor supplies, 4338 comes out at courthouse general. No use budgeting for it twice. She does get a few things that I don't pay for. Her other equipment, she's not anticipating buying anything. In 2021. Okay, transfers, we never know what those are going to be, probably nothing. The tech fund, I reduced 8% because for 2020, we're going to replace the server back there, so that, I had budgeted for that, the 13,000. I took that out for 2021. Reduced the 4323 line item, basically what we pay Randy. Reduced that a little bit. Did increase the telephone internet fees because everybody needs faster internet and that costs us more money. But we pay for it for the NX people too. And it just goes up. We're not anticipating having to buy any software, but I left $1,000 in there in case we need to upgrade our antivirus or whatever. Then the fun one, the employee benefit. I did decrease where I thought I could. Just don't know. We do have a lot in our health insurance reserve. We could draw more out of that if we needed to, instead of taking it out of the budget.
I would like to see where we're at in all the budgets before we start dipping into that.
Okay. Okay.
Because I can see that being something that can come back about
It
us.
could, it very well could, and that's why I hesitate to do it. I did lower FICA a little bit. Left papers the same, because it's running pretty tight, 210,000. Like I said, work comp, I'm leaving that up because I just don't know what our rates are gonna do. We're on that, is it 3-year cycle or 5-year with getting that rack off?
So that still took a $27,000 cut out of it.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't bite us, but. So anyway. That's where we're at. What do you have there? I think that's mine.
So how many
Oh,
budget?
yeah, that's important.
I wouldn't mind, it'd be nice to see us be able to cut some more out of the
Out of where?
commissioner's deal.
Let me check and see what.
Our deal. It kinda looks bad if we expect everybody to take a cut and we don't take a cut.
Well, but
That's
by
when
the
you're
same
talking
token,
papers.
you guys are running pretty tight on your budget anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only cut so
But
much.
But I mean, like the last deal that I saw on the meetings where they're gonna reschedule, where they're having it during Cornelius this year, I mean, there's no way I can go to that much stuff deal. And I don't have a problem if I do, I pay for it myself.
Right, for this year, you're on point for your salaries to run $54,000 because of that increase. So we really can't take it out of there. If you want to cut meeting and travel,
I don't have a problem, if it turns out I can go, I don't have a problem.
but this is for
myself.
next year.
Yeah,
But you don't know what's gonna be.
No, you don't.
But you
Are we still
understand what
gonna
I'm
have,
Saying,
I mean, if it turns out I can go, I'll just pay for it
are we
myself.
still gonna have remote meetings? Is this gonna be the norm now? I mean, I don't know.
But you understand, you can't be a hard line and say, everybody's gonna take a cut, except us.
But you still have to have X amount of dollars to function.
Yeah. You guys can think about it till next week.
I'm gonna stay out of that one. I'm not here anyway.
I was thinking more increase.
Tell everybody they gotta take a 9% cut, so.
And then I'm gonna stay out of here.
Maybe it's 40%.
Yeah.
Okay, Marshall, you got yours ready?
If you're a nice guy, Kurt, you'd go first, don't get a salary increase and resign.
And then you get out and then leave town?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I guess you were actually. Champ not there. If you're ready, go ahead.
I'm ready, I should take
All
it.
right.
That's fine.
So the tender that forestry has,
Yes.
I finally heard from them. They put injectors in it, done a bunch of other stuff, come to find out that the motor's no good.
No.
They have found a motor for $5,500 plus freight. And they would put it in, so it would cost us the $5,500 plus freight. No labor charges and maintenance.
But what about, are we gonna have to pay for all the injectors and everything else?
Nope.
So you're looking at a $6,000,
Roughly 6,000
6,000 gallon tender for $5,500.
plus freight. So I'm gonna say $6,000, we would still get a big tender. I mean, it had gone from a couple thousand to 3,500 and now we're at
And 6.
6. But they did say that they'd found a couple used motors, but I told them, I said, well, I said the one that's guaranteed would be better than, I mean, it's a used motor still, but it's guaranteed from the company we're getting it from.
That's not an automatic transmission.
So we don't have to pay for what they did on a bad motor.
No, they said they'd pull the injectors out of the old one and put it in stock. So that's what he was telling me. That's the email I got yesterday. I've been emailing back and forth, so.
And that's a tandem twin screw. Got one 10 rounds. It's still pretty cheap for that big of a tender.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
still a
kind
good
of,
deal.
And I mean, it'd be nice to have a tender in that part of the county.
I just told him before I gave them a definite yes, that I needed to speak with you guys about it, you know.
And you ought to have plenty of money in your capital outlay.
Yeah.
I think it's,
I think it's a good deal.
Well, I mean, unless I pursue you.
unless they try to make you pay for it.
Yeah, well, and that's what I asked him. I said, well, I need to know the exact price of, you know, and he said, no, we won't charge you for anything we've done up to this point. He said it would just be the motor and the freight to get the motor there to them, and no labor or anything like that.
Until you get an exact price on what that.
Well, it was $5,500. He said tops would be $6,000. Like I said, I still think even that size of a tender, we are still money ahead.
Yeah, I think we should go ahead.
I'll just go ahead and tell them to go
Is
ahead.
that a motion?
At least they're finding it up there and,
Not after they get it to us and then it's our problem.
yeah.
Yeah, we probably ought to make that a
Can we do that without the dollar amount?
Make it 6,000.
Up to
Okay.
6,000.
I make a motion that we do the timber truck from forestry. It's gonna put a new motor in for up to $6,000.
Second.
A motion second to spend up to $6,000 on the forestry truck. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
The only other thing, I talked to Misty, and talked to Rita a little bit yesterday about the Hudson deal, about the station in Hudson, the EMS. And then Misty was having to spend some money in the building she was in. Is that something we can look at as far as maybe putting an extension on the Hudson Fire Station and something?
Do you guys have room there?
Well, so the city of Hudson actually owns the whole, like, half a block there,
Yeah.
everything to the east of it, so there's room there. But I don't know how that would all work as far as them owning it, or that would be something the county would be.
They would have to do it to the county if we were going to invest in adding on to your building or putting up for a building beside you or whatever. He just put in $500 for the new water well. You might explain that.
So the city of Hudson actually got a grant to replace the water well that sits in the fire station. That's how we fill the trucks. They were about $500 short on getting the whole project completed. So I went ahead and told them, I said, the county, because it benefits the fire department, we'll pay the $500 to make up the rest of it. I think they raised $6,200 or $6,300 to put in the new well. So I figured the $500 would benefit us, and it wasn't that big a deal. So we went ahead and cut that check to the city of Hudson, I went to them yesterday.
It's in that file.
But, that well up there, I mean, to fill, they had typically been going to the mill because they could fill it in about 15 minutes instead of that hour and a half it takes to fill the timber up there. You know, I mean, if we really need to get stuff filled up and back at it quick and the mill's not open, we don't have access to it, it just takes a long time. And so I think that's probably gonna happen here just pretty quickly and get all that stuff pulled out and then put it in.
It'll be one of those variables with some others to where it kind of pumps what it needs, so the volume on it will be quite different.
I just know it's a lot bigger. I didn't go into the particulars with them. I know it's been a process that they've been working on for the last 3 or 4 months. And like I said, they had some private donation and then they had a partial grant to help do it. We do it all of it. I think the total bill on it was like $6,800 or something like that.
As far as adding on to the station, I think it would be cheaper to probably do a freestanding structure, because anytime you add on, it ends up costing a lot more. So I'd say it would be nice if it was there close, but I don't, as far as physically attached to the structure you have now, I don't know if it would be done. Just because I think it'll cost more than what a new building, new structure would cost.
Is it something that we maybe just need to talk to the city about and see if they're interested in?
Yeah. I mean, do you talk to them, or does Misty talk to them, or
I can talk to them.
if they would donate a lot, or, you know, an area?
Yeah. I mean, they'll either deed it to you or have a 99-year lease or something like that.
Right. I mean, it would
And
benefit Hudson to have, you know, it
Yeah.
benefits from having that in the center.
Yeah,
so
I don't think you'd have a problem myself.
she said the only requirement, Misty said, that she needed a heated door, because the building has to be maintained at 50 degrees.
Well, all the fire trucks right now, it's, I mean, that fire station up there is heated. So, mean, I don't know if you'd have to have it in a heated floor, but I mean, at least heat in there.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said heat before.
Or just heat?
Heat. They have to be kept at 50 degrees.
It's not very.
Which, I mean, they keep that during the winter time, they keep it heated up there because we have trucks with water.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I guess it'll be something, I'll just go talk to him and see.
You may let Misty know you're talking to him, so you have to go through.
Okay. Other than that, that's all I got.
Okay.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Hey, there she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on time.
Hi.
These are the sheets upstairs.
Oh, thank you. It's kind of off on 2 pages and I couldn't figure out how to make it behave.
Cut you off on the.
It did. I pared down a few things on it where it's not as high as what I had submitted last year. So I put the fuel and oil on the vehicle lower because we didn't use near that much in the year that we first got the new car. And it does have a plan on it for oil changes up at Marby's, so.
How's the new car working with the refrigerator, with the cooler thing that you can
It's
move around?
perfect. We flip the seats down in the back and it fits just right. We can fit the refrigerator and then we've got rolling carts that we take that have all of our supplies in there. We can fit both in there just perfect, so it works really nice.
Looks like building repairs and maintenance is good.
Yeah, I don't foresee us really needing to do,
Well, that could serve.
no. We've been really protective about that. I am not redoing those floors again. That was a disaster.
Yeah. Hopefully they got that fixed and nobody drilled through it since.
Yeah, no, nobody has drilled through anything recently.
Don't let them drill out there.
No, that was a mess. Yeah. I did go up on our medical supplies and I think that we probably will do more spending on that just with the coronavirus and purchasing things, but we did get grants for that purpose, so. I did bring, along with my budget, a couple of purchase requests. So we got a $2,000 grant, that, we got the $2,000, we have the check already. I wanted to put that money towards buying a second papper. We have one already, and I wanted to try and purchase it while we have one available that I can purchase. I wanted to get one that is the same as the one that we already have. That way, all of it fits seamlessly together. The batteries would work together. The hoods that go over the top would work together. We already have all of those things. It's about $1,200 to get one. But that $2,000 grant that we got would completely cover that. And then I could also purchase more hoods that would go with it too. That way, if we do have a second wave and we need to do like a mass testing, Emily and I would both have that to wear.
You have one now, and this would give you two?
We have one with all of that's the whole entire kit. It's the headpiece, the filter, the battery, charger.
Would that come out of that COVID fund?
Do we need to vote to approve that? Or just?
Since it's coming out of the grant fund.
I just wanted to be sure since it's $1,200, but since it's covered with that $2,000 that we got.
If it was a
That's fine.
budgeted
Okay.
expense, yes.
And I saw that was, I would order it through McKesson, that's who we order all of our medical supplies through, and they have it available right now, so I wanted to do it while I
I would
can
get
do
it
it.
before there's a run on it.
Yeah, exactly. And I also, so our emergency preparedness region has a fund. We have to spend that money by the end of this month. They allotted each of us about $1,300 to do that. I wanted to purchase a Microsoft Surface with that money. With the amount of Zoom meetings that I'm having to do and other online meetings, this would be beneficial because I don't have anything that has a camera on it as well as a microphone, and this would have both of those. And then it's small enough that I could take it with me to meetings too, instead of having to lug a laptop around. I asked Randy to get me a quote for that, so that's what this is. It's the tablet, the carrying case for it, his time to put a couple programs on there, like my email, where I would have that, to be able to get to the links for the meetings or check it if I'm at a meeting. And possibly a mouse for it also. And that would come out of that regional grant. So I would have him purchase that, and then I would give that to Barton County because that's who does the budget for that regional grant. So just wanted to make sure that was okay before I have him purchase that. And I totaled it up this morning, and it's under that total that they gave me, but it's right around $1,300.
What did we end up doing with that, back in the COVID deal with the telemed thing that they were?
I'm still waiting to hear back. They submitted that grant to KDHE, but I haven't heard anything on my grants that I submitted either. I don't have the totals yet for those. So I'm not surprised that we haven't heard anything back on that one because they haven't done all the other ones either.
Maybe we can do that in a hurry.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
It does take a while. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't heard back on our grant amounts yet. Because, I mean, June 30th is when we end this fiscal year for grants and start over, so.
It's just amazing how long. It shouldn't take that long.
And I also brought a salary increase for Kaylee. Sorry.
On your car expense, Shannon, you have 59.79.
Oh, yes, that's, the treasurer's office sent me a paper, and that was our insurance and tax and things like that, so I put that on there.
How
Does
did the
that not-
treasurer's office send you anything?
I don't know, I had a paper from the treasurer's office.
You shouldn't have gotten that. You should have totally ignored that. That was for budgeting purposes. She should not have sent those out.
Okay, that's why that's there, because I totaled that and put that there, because I thought I needed
So
to.
you want to drop that down to back to 1,000?
I would, yes. Sorry about that. I just had that paper and thought, oh, I need to total that and put it on my line item.
Car payment due on that?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Those
No.
should not have been sent out.
Okay, that's why that was like that, because I had totaled that.
Okay, so
Can
So
knock 4,979 off the bottom line?
Yeah.
59.79.
49, because you gotta leave 1,000 in there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So what is the bottom line now?
On your pro services, that's 23,000. What are those?
That is paying Dr. Farmer, our nurse practitioner, to do our family planning clinic, and then that also includes sending out our specimens from family planning clinic also.
290, 230.
How much?
290, 230.
I just saw that paper and thought I needed to
I
total
thought
that.
I had told everybody, but I missed you. Yeah, she should not have mailed this out.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
No, that's okay. I'm glad you asked because, yeah. Kaylee got her phlebotomy certification, so she is able to help with lab draws now, which is really helpful if Emily or I are out of the office, because we do quite a bit of lab. So I wanted to give her a salary increase due to her being able to do that, as well as all of the other duties that she does. She's in range 4 right now at 1362, and I was wanting to move her to range 5, step 5, that would be 1351.
I think we just usually say the steps and ranges.
Oh, sorry.
Dollar amounts.
Sorry about that.
No one knows.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention. Range 5, step, or
Range 4, step 4 is what she's in.
Okay, I didn't know what
Range.
step she was at.
Is she-
I don't have a current one, so I might be off on my range too then.
Let me look.
Yeah, what she is now. Can-
I have the current dollar amount that she's at right now, but
Yeah.
I didn't have this step.
While they're doing that, we gonna do the health fair this year? Or no?
Not that I've heard. The hospital usually arranges it and then contacts us to help, and we haven't heard anything, so
I
I
didn't ask,
don't
and I said, I
think
don't
so.
She's range 4, step 3. 1362, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep.
As I said, I don't know, but
Which I don't know if the range that I put on there for you is correct.
You went, oh, range 5, step 5 is what
Is
she's
what I
going to go
had, but
to.
I don't know if that's the same thing I
How about an
had.
increase?
Just a second.
Now, I've been asked, and I didn't,
We've
so I
had a lot
haven't
of
heard, but I don't
phone
think so.
calls. Yeah, we've had a lot of phone calls, and I've just told people I don't think that they're going
But
to
you
do
still
it.
could do the half.
Yeah, if anybody wants, like, somebody called and said they had their doctor's appointment coming up, and they usually do the lab care to take in. And I said, well, you can contact your physician and get an order, and you can still do it. It just, we can't do the health fair with
Right,
everything that's been
right.
going on. So that person did do that.
Range 5, step 5 is 1580.
That's different than what I had. That's,
You know, show you that, right?
yeah,
Do you want to,
that's,
that's about what you gotta go with.
okay.
Unless you want to go 5, 4, which is 1528.
I'd say go 15,
I did 1580.
So she can draw blood now.
Is she
Well, I
worth
mean,
that
can
to
she
you?
give like shots for like shingles?
Yes.
She can't give shots.
No, she can't give shots, but
Just
she can draw
blood.
blood, and she can do hemoglobins, and she can do blood sugar checks.
Shannon, say yes.
I'm telling you, Shannon gives the best shots I've ever had. You didn't even know they had it when they have that back on their promotion. She does a good job. I just cried a little bit.
I even offered him a sucker and a sticker. He did get a Band-Aid.
Oh,
He did.
better.
I even got my tetanus when I was in there.
He did, yeah. Me and Emily did them at the same time.
Did you have to hold him down?
1, 2,
No.
3.
Yeah, on both sides. 1, 2, 3.
We just did it real fast, got it over with.
Was there ever any remorse for taking off at the start?
Yeah, she didn't think that it was gonna turn into that whenever she left, and
I know you weren't real happy.
I'm just glad she got to come back, because I was afraid they were gonna not let people come back. And I was like, how are you gonna do that?
Olay.
She should have known enough not to take off.
Live on the beach.
I make a motion for Kaylee Kistner that is at range 4, step 3, to go to range 5, step 5.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to move Kaylee Kitchener from range 4, step 3 to range 5, step 5. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I need to have a conversation with you about homicides too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a phone call yesterday. It was like,
About 9?
it was somebody from, what's that? I don't, it was somebody asking about what plans we had in place for that, and I said, well, we're probably gonna have another discussion about it, and the last time we had a discussion, it was still up in the air, didn't know what was happening.
I need to decide what I'm gonna do in the next 2 weeks. I'm having trouble getting people from Stafford work, and I totally get it. I do have 2 from Maxville. I've got 4 over here. I don't know what to do. Do you think it would be better for me just to have one polling site for this cycle that we can monitor, we can sanitize, we can bring everybody into one place? Should I still try to seek 3? I've lost all my good workers in Stafford, and I get it. I do. I understand that, but I don't know what the voters are going to understand.
Yeah, I've tried to spread them out if I could, but I don't know.
I can't find people to work.
It'd be better than bring it home once in a while and discourage people from voting.
There are other ways to vote.
But,
There are other ways to vote.
yeah,
Have you had quite a few people
I've had over
return?
500 return.
For mail voting.
From a safety standpoint, what should I do? Or do you want to think about that?
It would be nice to do them in each respective community, but if you can't get people to work it, we can have a plan in place for doing it all in one
The
location.
Secretary of State's office has sent, they call them sanitizing kits for like 3 places. They have wipes, they have gloves, they have masks, hand sanitizer, disinfectant spray. But, and I've got enough pens ordered for everybody to take their pen with them, so we don't have to write pens down. It's a matter of finding.
Right.
Okay, I'll keep working on it.
I'll think about
And
it.
you definitely wouldn't exceed the
You
maximum
can't,
occupancy.
no, you're on the ballot, precinct.
no, I mean, I'll help you get work.
Help me find.
I'm not gonna.
Stafford
I'm not gonna do it.
and Stafford is where I'm concentrating now.
Just
Yeah.
because
But you
it's a
have-
primary.
Yeah, they don't like, they don't like to
You
work the
find
primary.
with the general,
But you have enough to get St. John and Maxville.
I could do St. John and Maxville with what I
You
got
got 2 right now.
in Maxville.
No, it's,
I don't have any.
you don't have any?
well, I
I've still got
know,
a few phone calls to make.
there's one. She said she was gonna do it.
She had checked with her boss, she for sure.
Well,
Her boss gave me the look, so I didn't.
I'll talk to her.
I think.
There's,
I mean, I'm still working on it, I haven't given up.
see, there's one that worked last year, she's in California because her granddaughter's very ill, so she's not coming back until,
And a couple of them because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I get it. And one of them's my supervising judge with me. So, anyway, get your thinking hats on, find me people. Not you.
It's a cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh.
6 a.m. till
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
It's a long
That is
day.
a long day.
$5 an hour?
No, I pay them 7.5, I
It's big bucks.
think.
Well, they get free coffee.
Better than nothing.
But yet, then they run
Most-
out.
most of
They
the time, I
talk,
would
they
think
start all
55
over
people
again
want
with
to
this.
Yeah.
Did you say it? No, I didn't say it.
Anyway,
We are going to have sports physicals too. I've been working with Dr. Farmer on that, and we started advertising that yesterday. We're going to do them on the 24th from 9 to 5, so it's a little different than the previous years, because we usually started them in the afternoon and went into the evening because the school is still going on, so we went in May.
yeah.
We're gonna
So far?
do them by appointment. So, we've already had people calling and scheduling. We've got 4 providers, so we'll still do them in Farmer Clinic and the health department. So we'll have 2 providers at each place. So we're scheduling them every 15 to 20 minutes and, going to encourage social distancing and showing up for their appointment time, so we don't have as many people in the building as we normally do.
Didn't you one time have PA students?
Whenever I was in high school. I asked Doris about that whenever I first started, and she said that they would get those students from WSU,
Yeah.
and they don't do it anymore.
Okay.
Because I asked about that, and they said they had a really hard time getting them because
Oh,
of
yes.
liability
Well,
things, but I'm
you
like,
have
well,
no
it's
choice
just
of
doing the
summer help.
physical over and over and
So
over,
we
it'd be
just
great
have this
practice,
sign
but
saying it wasn't a
I know
prearranged,
one year, one of the nurse practitioners had some students, but they don't have any right now. Going on.
But were these second-year PA students? Because that would make it what?
Yes.
First-year students?
Yeah, they were second year. But that, they don't allow that anymore in their program, so. If the providers have students, then they're asked to help, but, so, yeah, we'll do those on the 24th.
We don't have any more positive cases, rumors going around that we have to.
No. There are no active cases right now. We have plenty of testing happening between symptomatic and pre-op. But,
I've seen that number grows pretty fast.
Yeah.
We're at 100.
yeah, I mean, there was one week that I think I had 6 tests sitting there waiting, and half of them were pre-op tests.
Well, if you hear a rumor that we got 2 more.
Yeah, we don't. We don't.
Has Barton County got any new ones?
Yes. They've
2 or 3.
gotten 2, I think, this week. So I think the last thing that I read was that they had 7 active cases and the rest have recovered. And then they've had 1 death.
But no one, any hospitalization?
Not currently. And then I had an emergency preparedness meeting yesterday on Zoom, and while we were on that meeting, Person County got 5 new positives. So,
Last time?
Well, they've got manufacturing out there where they got quite a few people in one building.
and it was a household of 5 that came back positive.
That's what race plan was.
Yeah, so, I mean, other counties are getting more positives still. I mean, Pawnee County has 3. It said 4 at one point, but it was because one of their cases got entered twice into Epitrack. So really it was a duplicate, so they only have 3. But 2 are active, 1 is recovered. So,
In my understanding, Ford County has no restrictions now, and they're the hot spot of the state.
We're Garden City. Any county?
I think they have
I think they have
restrictions.
I think they
I
were
think they
doing
do too.
modified governor's
Ford County
plan,
is
but Ford
not.
didn't do anything.
If they want to have their rodeo.
So what was the latest, is it Monday?
Yeah.
The doctor.
This is allowing the counties to make their own decisions, so are we good, or do we need to change anything?
I don't think so. I think everybody's doing well. I mean, yes, we have testing going on, but that's a good thing. I think anybody that's symptomatic should go get tested, and they're diligently doing pre-op testing on everybody that's having a procedure done. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think over the last 2 weeks I've had no tests come back. I mean, I've had tests show up every day. So,
At least they'd say it's basketball coach went in to get his knee replaced, test positive for COVID. Did he had no
asymptomatic.
symptoms?
They're finding a
Said,
lot of
whoops,
those
they
with
wouldn't
pre-op
replace my
testing.
knee. That's,
So what's
Get their test.
what's the percentages of the test now? Is it 95%?
No, it's not that high, but I know it's increased because, the lab at KDHE wanted to do a certain amount and we exceeded it. So, I mean, we have the state has plenty of testing kits available. The private labs, it depends on what one you're using. I know Stafford's using Quest, and it seems like they haven't had any trouble recently getting testing supplies, so.
You can tell they're doing a lot more tests, because now our percent of positives of total tests is like 9.73%. So you know there's just a bunch of people tests, which is good.
Yeah.
That's dropping pretty fast.
Yeah. And I have had conversations with the nursing homes and Dr. Farmer over the last couple of weeks too. I've encouraged the nursing homes to still open 2 weeks behind everybody. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset about that since we haven't had another positive case, but I would rather err on the side of caution with a situation like that versus not, and then having it become a problem. I think it would be better to monitor the community situation, make sure that after we've reopened and more people have traveled and gone and done more things than they have over the past 2.5 months, make sure we don't have any positives pop up where they're going in and visiting. I mean, and we have people that live in there that have families that don't live in Stafford County too. So that just opens them up to having.
They'll be a lot madder if they really didn't know that they are now.
Yes, yeah. So as of now, they're still going to wait until the end of the month before they reopen to let people come in and visit. But I know Leisure Homestead has been allowing people to come and visit in the courtyard wearing masks, which I feel like that is a really minimal risk with masks and being outside and distancing. So I'm okay with that. I don't think it's a good idea to let people come into the facility not wearing a mask yet.
Are they eating here or yet? In the same room?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know if they were still delivering to each room or not.
No, they've lessened their restrictions within the facility, but I just think it's still a good idea to wait 2 weeks, just to make sure that everything's okay out here before they bring it into the
One
facility.
place we absolutely don't need it.
Anytime that anybody gets sick in the nursing home, it just spreads, so I think it's just best to.
Urban, that's where we have the worst results.
Yes. So,
Which is.
that's the
not
thing
hard to
with
figure.
that right now. And we don't feel, Friday, we're supposed to get another update on how they want to do testing within those facilities, so I'm hoping they come up with something that gives us a hard guideline, because everything's so up in the air about that right now. I don't really know what to tell them on that.
Is testing any easier on them, or is it easier test now than otherwise?
They're saying that they can, instead of it being the one that goes clear back into your sinuses, they can do one that's like a turbinate swab, so it's not as deep in there.
Are we doing that for now, or can we do that here?
I don't know what the hospital has, if they're able to do that. I know that there are testing kits out there that are like that now. But every time that the head lab person at KDHE talks, he always says, the ideal specimen is the nasal.
I wouldn't do that.
I know,
I just would not do that.
I know.
I wouldn't.
So if they've got one that's sensitive enough and we have it here, I'm sure that that's what they would be doing. But I don't know if they've gotten different test kits than what we had at the very beginning.
Well,
I have to ask
didn't know
them.
what you were doing.
Yeah. So hopefully Friday I'll have an answer on how they need to move forward with testing, or if they need to do baseline testing before they reopen. I told them just hang tight till Friday, and I might be able to tell them something more.
I don't think the nose swab would be bad, but that one does it back, I would not do it.
It's uncomfortable for sure. All right, I think that's all I've got. Thank you.
Anything else? See you guys. Will adjourn.